Hello everyone, and welcome to this Miradore webinar. Today we will talk about how to monitor and report the health of your devices. My name is Lasse Pekkarinen and I'm a senior technical engineer here at Miradore. So let's see the agenda for today's webinar. At first, my colleague Otto Metsahukala will demonstrate how Miradore Management Suite can be used to monitor and report the health of your environment. And after the demo, we will have a live session for the questions and answers. So if you come up with any questions during the presentation, please type those into the question box of the webinar tool, and we will answer those after the presentation part. Shortly about today's presenter, so Otto Metsahukala is a senior technical engineer here at Miradore Ltd. He is working in the customer services team located in Vantaa, Finland, and joined Miradore in 2013. And as a senior technical engineer, Otto knows our products and common technologies and helps our customers and sales during the implementation process, from product demonstrations to implementations, training, and technical consultants. But okay, let's start the presentation. So Otto, now it's your turn.
Hello and welcome to this webinar also from my side. So our topic today is how to monitor and report the health of your devices, which is basically preemptive maintenance. And the new inventory is related to this in the new Miradore Management Suite version 4.7.0 are the health and reliability information of hard drives in Windows, Linux, and macOS computers. And this is based on the SMART information. So SMART is short for self-monitoring, analysis, and reporting technology. So the hard drives are having this kind of information in them, and we are then just reading it. The second thing is then health and status information of batteries in Windows, Linux, and macOS laptops. And the next thing then is the stability index of Windows computers. So the stability index is a value that the Windows itself calculates based on the number of software and OS crashes and other things. And this is something between 1 and 10, and 10 is better and 1 is then very bad. And the recent crashes are then affecting this stability index more than the ones in the past. And anyways, the stability index is calculated from a certain time frame. And then we are also now collecting the Windows event log entries about operating system and application crashes on Windows computers. And actually you can then configure it to get even more information from the Windows event log if you have something that you're interested in. And one notice also is that in the previous Miradore versions you maybe have done something similar already with the custom inventories, but now these things are part of the product directly. So now I will be actually demonstrating from where you can see this new health inventories in the Miradore Management Suite user interface. So first of all, I'm going to show you the information from one device perspective. So I'm opening an asset. And then these health inventories as well as the other inventories are under the inventory report. So I'm clicking this summary. And from here, we can see the first device health related inventory, which is the Windows Stability Score. And for this device, it's actually 10, so it's the best possible. So there haven't been any issues lately on this computer. And then the next inventories are available under the hardware. So in here, then, for example, there's the physical disk inventory, which is listing all of the physical disks attached to that computer. And when we click this blue link, we can then get more information on that particular disk. So in here, we can then see the more detailed information about the disk, and also then we can see the smart information that is available on this disk. So actually it varies a bit based on the manufacturers and hard disk models that which of these attributes are actually then available. For this one, it's showing the overall health status as passed, and it's showing also the temperature of the hard disk. And these other informations are not available for this disk, but it will be for some other disks. So let's close this one. And when we scroll down, we can then see the batteries. This laptop is actually having 2 batteries, so I'm clicking the first one. And here I can see the more detailed information on the battery. So it's actually, for example, showing that when the inventory was collected, was the computer connected to the AC power, or was it using the battery? And what was the estimated charge remaining during the inventory? And if it would be running on the battery, it would also show this estimated runtime here. It's then showing the health status, which is okay for this one. Then you can see the design voltage and capacity, and also the full charge capacity currently. And then you can see the estimated remaining capacity of that battery. And from here, you can actually then draw some conclusions that how well the battery is working. So I would say that on this one, it's not working as well as it used to be. Then it might also show the chemistry, or if there are errors, it might be showing the error description. And when I'm clicking here, so on these tabs, you can see the different batteries if there are multiple on the computer. And when I click this one, it's now showing the information for the second battery. And this one is actually charged, fully charged, or almost fully charged, so 99% currently. The health status for this one is okay as well. And then you can see the design voltage and capacity and the current full charge capacity. And this one is having 75% estimated remaining capacity. And for this one, the chemistry is also shown. So these are the examples from the battery health information. And then to the next new thing, which is the Windows event logs. So it's a totally new page then here under the inventory report. And under the Windows event logs, there are 3 different pages. First one is the application crashes, which is listing all of the crashes that have happened on that computer. So on this one, there has been 2 different applications that have been crashing. Both have crashed once. So it's first showing this summary. And when we click catalog, we can see the more detailed information about these crashes. So when it has happened, and full path to the executable, and then also the exception which caused the crash. And then there's a second page called OS crashes. So from here you would be seeing the Windows event log entries for the operating system crashes. And it would be showing the event time, book check parameters, memory dump location, and report ID. But actually for this computer, there hasn't been any crashes, so that's why it's currently showing no records to display. And the third view here is called all entries. And this would then be showing also the other entries that are not application crashes or OS crashes, and you have configured Miradore to get more information from the Windows event log. So that's all from the one device perspective. Then let's close this asset. Let's then have a look from where you can see the same device health information from multiple device perspective. So that is available under asset management, the inventory reports, then computers, and in the physical disks we can see the smart information. So when we go to this catalog, we can see all of the different physical disks, and it's directly by default already showing the overall smart health status. And if you click select columns, you can also add the temperature, reallocated sector count, uncorrectable error count, and wear level to be part of the report. And when you click apply, it will then start to show that information for all of the devices that have sent that information to the server. So this is how it then looks like. So from here you can directly see that depending on the disk model, it varies that which of the attributes are available. Then next, in the computer summary view, when we go to catalog and select columns, you can here find the Windows Stability Score. So when we click apply, it will start to show on the report that what is the Windows Stability Score for certain devices. And then the battery health and the Windows event logs are not available in these ready-made views. So for reporting those information, you need to go to the report builder. Then let's create a report about the battery health. So I'll open this columns in the report builder, and I'm selecting device name, and then all the battery related inventory is in the INV portable battery. First of all, I'm selecting the manufacturer name and serial number of the battery, and then I'm selecting the battery status, health status, estimated remaining capacity, design capacity, and full charge capacity to the report. And then I'm also creating a filter so that there must be the inventory available. So it's showing only those assets that are having batteries. So I'm scrolling down to the INV portable battery and name. And then I'm selecting is not empty. And when I click generate, I will see a report of those. So this kind of data is then available on the batteries from multiple device perspectives. And then next, I will show you from where to find the Windows event log related inventories. So I'm again selecting the device name, and then in here we have the INV Windows event log. And actually the Windows Stability Score is also available through the report builder, as well as the also the smart information is visible in the report builder. It's then under the disk information. But I'm now selecting the Windows event log, and these are then the attributes you can get from there. And by selecting the correct attributes from here, you could also create then report about the Windows event logs, but I'm not going into that now. Then in this Miradore Management Suite 4.7.0, there's also a ready-made dashboard available related to the health statuses. So there's this asset metrics dashboard available. And from there, you can then see the status of your environment. And first of all, it's, for example, showing this operating system stability. It's showing now the, for example, the average Windows stability score, and then also Windows stability index per user. And it's showing then the users having the lowest Windows stability index. Then there's also a dashboard widget about the Windows stability index per model. So some of the models are even having 10 as an average. And then there are also some models having very bad Windows stability indexes. Then there's a number of assets with OS crashes, which is actually 0 in this environment, which is very good. And then there's also OS crashes per manufacturer. So previously there has been some OS crashes for one Lenovo and one Dell computers in this environment. Then next thing here in the dashboard is the application stability. So there are 10 assets with application crashes. And then there's also top 10 crashing applications shown. And you can, for example, see that Win, Word, and Outlook.exe are, for example, included into the top 10 crashing applications. And using this new device health data, you could also do then automated actions, for example, to reinstall the Microsoft Office in case Outlook or Word are crashing on a computer. Then it's also showing the application crashes per organization, so which organizations are having the most application crashes. And that might also be very interesting information. So different parts of the organization use different applications, and it might then be telling something about the applications that a certain team is using if they are the ones having most application crashes. Then here we can also see the hardware maintenance needs. So for example, in here we can see hard disks predicted to fail per location. So in warehouse, there's one device which will most probably have its hard disk failing soon, and there's also one in the equivalent location in this environment. And you could, for example, click here to show the data, and then you could create a scheduled report, for example, weekly about any devices that are having this predicted hard disk fail. And then you could replace the disks before they actually fail, which will make the end user satisfaction much better. Then in here you can also see the least battery capacity per user, so which user is having the worst battery. And as the last thing here, you can also see some hardware statistics. So then there's average battery full charge capacity per model, and seems that in this environment, MacBook is the best one regarding the battery full charge capacity. And as the last thing here, here's an average SSD wear level percentage per role. So this is based on the device roles. There is actually another dashboard related to the preemptive maintenance. available in our product guide. So if you want to use that, you can find it by going to the product guide here in the help resources, and then type into the search creating dashboard, and then it will be the first one. It's called creating dashboards, and on this first line you can see this import these example dashboards to get started. So when you click that, you can save the file, and then you can import it as dashboard by going back to the user interface and then administration dashboards, and then tasks and import, and then browse to find the file. It's called data analytics for preemptive maintenance, so import. And then you have a new dashboard with information, for example, about the most worn out hard drives. So these are actually devices then. And then also devices with least remaining battery capacity. So you should definitely consider renewing these devices, or at least the batteries on them, if it can be changed. And then there's also the devices with the lowest Windows stability score. And for those, you could, for example, think about reinstalling the operating system. Then there's also some information about the average hard drive wear level, average battery capacity remaining, and then there's also some history data about the Windows stability score, except that now that I just imported this dashboard, it's only showing the current information, but there will be then history data coming here over time. Then there's the average Windows stability score, and then there's also this arrow showing what is the trend. But because I just imported this dashboard, it's not yet showing anything real, but if the average Windows stability score will be changing, it shows that has it grown or gone down. Then there's also the number of unique app crashed by device. So these devices are then having the most application crashes. And then there's also the same thing which was on the other dashboard, so top 10 crashing applications. So this webinar was an overview of the new preemptive maintenance related inventory information in the new Miradore Management Suite 4.7.0. And based on this information, you can then do preemptive actions. So for example, reinstall some applications if they are crashing a lot, replace hard drives or batteries if they are going to fail, and so on. So that's everything from me today. Let's then proceed to the next part of the webinar.
Okay, thank you, Otto, for the presentation. I hope there was lots of good information for you participants, and there seems to be a lot of new possibilities in the latest Miradore Management Suite version, so it's good to check those. But let's move on to the questions and answers part of this session. Let's see if we have received any questions from the audience. At the moment, doesn't seem to be any questions typed in. You still have time to type those now if you have something in your mind, or we are also too happy to receive those afterwards, so you can contact us through the support channel, for example, and ask your question then. But okay, it doesn't seem to be coming in any more questions, so let's move on to the closing part of the session. So thank you for participating. As said, we are happy to receive feedback and all the ideas if you have some ideas for the future webinars as well. And in case of any questions, please contact us through our contact us page or the support channel. But that's all what we had for today. So thank you for participating and have a nice day. Thank you.
Thank you.